You're listening to the sounds of the WATE, the world according to Eli.
You are now tuned in to the number one podcast in the world, The Wait, the world according to Eli. Music, sports, video games, and culture. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the host of our show, Mr. Eli.
Yo, what's up? Welcome to The Wait, the world according to Eli. I'm your host, Eli. Today, we got the Super Bowl champions, Tom Brady and the Patriots. To my right or my left is my co-host, my dad.
Peace. Welcome to another episode of The Wait, music, sports, video games, and culture. I am your co-host, your dad, not a Patriots fan. Okay? But I will give them the props due. We're going to clap that up right away. We'll give them the props.
Super Bowl champions.
Super Bowl or Super Boring, as I like to say, that was Super Boring number 53. So let's get...
Super boring champions.
Yeah, let's get right down to it, young man.
Yeah.
We had a game on Sunday.
We definitely did. The Patriots versus Rams, Super Bowl 53. It was a heck of a defensive game on both sides. Donald had a forced fumble that they didn't get. Hightower had at least 3 sacks on golf with Ben Voy, our other linebacker. And we got a lot of pressure, and we made Goff uncomfortable the whole game.
Okay, yeah, I can't deny that.
Granted, he did have 3 opportunities to get at least 21 points with Brandon Cooks.
Yeah.
Who played with us last year, and he was just late on his timing.
That's due to the pressure.
Also, too, he just didn't look ready. Like, he looked lost.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get a first time,
and
fresh behind the ears
and
player.
a lot of people was expecting him to put on a performance like Tom did at his age when he first got to the Super Bowl.
But Tom didn't put on a magnificent performance. They only won by 3 points, but he was able to execute well enougof, because I remember the game clearly.
I, at that age, and people was kind of comparing him to Tom a little bit.
No comparisons,
of course. But
and when I flash back to 2001 and the St. Louis Rams at the time.
Right. We caught one in the best.
They had the greatest show on turf.
Right.
And Bill Belichick was the defensive. No, I'm sorry. Bill Belichick, who was a defensive coordinator for the Giants, knew what it would take to shut them down.
Definitely.
Defensively, and he did that, and he gave his quarterback a chance to win a game, and they did.
Right. And even though Tom didn't put up a great performance in the game, he did put up a performance.
He did.
And Sean McVay looked like he was just trying to run, like he was trying to run the same plays over and over and over again and trying to make it work.
He looked out coached.
And it just didn't work. Like, he was... There were reports that said Todd Gurley wasn't hurt, and
we'll get to that. We'll get to Todd Gurley in a minute.
They were gonna rotate between him and C.J. Anderson, but Todd only had 3 touches for 22 yards, and C.J. only had 6 touches for 35 yards.
It was really embarrassing in terms of a game plan.
And I think Sean McVay was planning on having our defense play man coverage, because a lot of my defensive players were saying when they watched the tape on the Rams, it was man-on-man coverage. How they was operating on how they were trying to score their touchdowns.
Hey, get one-on-one
coverage
for the receivers. Absolutely.
And Bill was like, no, we're gonna play man. We're gonna play zone coverage and most likely blitz zone blitz.
Right. And as a result of that, I think it confused the Rams. On how they were going about their executions.
Right. Now, on the flip side, the Rams took away James White, took away Hogan, took away...
they played extremely well on defense.
Especially when it came into that red zone.
Because you guys only had 1 red zone possession.
Right.
So,
and they locked down Gronk for the most part, but they couldn't... See, when you take away 4 out of our 5 options, you're going to just have to gamble on the fact on one weapon.
Somebody's going to be open.
That was Edelman, and it just so happened that it was a great gamble for Wade Phillips. It just so happened that Edelman went for like 9 for 12 on all of his receptions.
Yeah, 10 for 14 or 10 for 12 or something, 144 yards.
And it just so happened that every time when Tom needed a bailout call, Edelman was there.
Absolutely. And, Wade Phillips usually, he coaches a very good game against Brady in the past when he had the Broncos.
I definitely wasn't expecting him to play that well against Tom. I just thought,
No, he historically, he plays pretty well against Tom. And if you would have told me that the Patriots would score 13 points in a Super Bowl, I would tell you that the Rams were going to win that game.
Right. But on top of that, they needed Gurley to play more.
We're going to talk about Gurley a little bit later in greater detail, but obviously their game plan was a little shifty. And then I'm hearing reports that come out on ESPN that stated that Josh McDaniels scrapped the whole game plan coming into the fourth quarter.
In the final 11 minutes of the fourth quarter, that whole the touchdown drive, he just was like, "Yo, we're gonna have to just."
So they went with a zero backfield, empty backfield,
right, and a no huddle,
and they forced the Rams to play the same defense over and over again.
Right.
And as a result of it, it got them an opportunity to get down and score the one touchdown that was needed.
Ryan Burkhead.
Burkhead.
Becker, right. And James White got there. Sony Michel got there rushing yards.
Right.
Down the field where he can throw it now to Gronk for 2 throws and Edelman for a big catch.
Absolutely. And that actually became the difference in the game.
Right.
And him telegraphing his passes
and then
to Cook.
We were still playing zone blitz where we can get the interception off of Goff in the critical moment.
In the critical moments of the game. I went to sleep at halftime of this game. It was so boring. 3-0 at halftime. Then I tried to set up for the halftime performance. We'll talk about those things in greater detail. But my take on it was I saw a rookie head coach, basically, a rookie quarterback going against the wisdom and experience of Belichick and Brady.
And Tom Brady.
And I didn't see any reason, nothing gave me a reason to think that they would win the game. Right? Now, last year you had a different situation. The Eagles...
the Eagles outplayed offensively,
they just outplayed the Patriots offensively, and they made the one key play that was the difference, and that was sacking Tom Brady.
Right, and for the forced fumble because,
Right. But this year... I didn't see, that it's the experience comes into play.
Yeah. And when we was watching the Final Four championship round, I said whoever comes out of the AFC is going to win this Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't confident, even though the Saints got robbed 2 weeks ago, I didn't see no confidence that the Saints were going to win the Super Bowl.
However, the Saints and Sean Payton and Drew Brees are Super Bowl champions.
Yeah, and they're more veterans than Sean McVay and Goff.
That presents a different challenge, but I don't think the Patriots would have had a harder time against their defense.
Right.
So I thought the Patriots, if they would have faced the Saints, they would have put up more points, but I do think the Saints would have also put up more than 3 points because Drew Brees has seen it all, and he would have made adjustments accordingly as well. But I just think it would have made for a better game. Breeze against Brady.
Yeah. But as a football fan, you can't be. I'm not disappointed in the defensive game.
I am.
I'm disappointed in the offensive game.
When I watch the Super Bowl, I got chips and dip. I want to see people come over. I want people who don't know the game to appreciate the game. Like my wife can sit there and she roots for the Patriots,
right?
Because that's your team. But at least if they're scoring, she's yelling, Nobody had nothing to yell about. Except near, the very end of the game.
But you wasn't impressed on how both defensive teams...
I was. I like defense, but I also like points. And what I mean by that is, give me offense for about 3 quarters.
Right.
And then
in the fourth quarter...
a team has to make a key stop.
One of these defensive teams are going to lock down.
And make a key stop.
Yeah.
And as a result of the key stop...
And also, my secondary did not get no wide open targets to go for throw to. Besides Cooks.
And he didn't have no time. and y'all was only rushing 5.
Right.
So it wasn't like it was 8 in the box to stop the rush. I mean, you know what I mean?
Right.
So rushing 5 gave you the coverage that you needed and the safety over the top to make sure everything was going to be in place.
Definitely.
And I think they kind of got outcoached.
Okay. So now that Tom Brady has 6.
Yes.
He's in that, Michael Jordan era now.
Yeah, that rare air.
That rare era of being a 6-time champion. So now we're kind of having a little fun game, which is which player was better. Mm-hmm. Even though it's 2 different sports and it's 2 different eras.
Yeah, it's hard to really compare, but 6 titles is 6 titles. Look,
right.
Now Jordan went 6 for 6.
Now, yeah, I'm gonna let you take your take first because you're more experienced on both
right.
of these.
So Jordan went 6-0 in the finals, but he did miss the finals or miss the playoffs his first 7 or 8 years.
Right, and then when he came back.
You gonna let me? Didn't you just say you was gonna let me?
Sorry. Yeah, you're right.
So, as a result of that, and he won 6 final MVPs, but it's a different sport. Basketball is more made for dynasties.
Right.
You can have a dynasty and have a good 6, 10, 8-year run. You usually don't see that in football. So to Tom Brady's credit, you know what I mean?
Right.
In 18 years, he's made 9 finals. He's been around. He's seen it all. And to keep your team fighting for a finals appearance on a regular basis.
Yeah, Super Bowl appearance.
Right? Yeah, Super Bowl appearance. You have to give him credit for his contributions as well.
And always, always being at least number 1 or number 2 in the conference.
Yes.
And always destroying the division. Even
though I think they've won 13, they've been to 13 AFC final games or something.
Right.
So even the years they don't win it.
And they won at least like 15 out of their 18 division rounds.
Right.
Even though the division is weak.
Still got to win it.
Still got to win it.
And like I said, to even get to the AFC Championship game 13 times, that means you're a game away.
Right.
So, the Patriots don't have bad...
And it's a more physical sport. Don't get me wrong. The 90s was physical. There was a lot of hidden hard fouls,
And Brady only plays one side of the ball.
Right, and right.
So that's what LeBron's issue was. He only comes out for his half of the game.
Right, and he has to depend on a whole nother side of the team.
To help him win ball games.
Right.
Whereas the NBA, you have to play both sides of the ball, and you can be exposed by the person you're guarding. Right. And so forth and so on. So,
but football is a more physical...
Yeah, my edge will go to Jordan, but slightly.
Okay. So is it the fact that Jordan is 6 for 6?
It's not only that, he played both sides of the ball.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I can give you that.
So not only could he score, he could take away your best player.
Who has a better longevity?
Tom Brady is going on 19 years. Jordan played around the same, maybe 15 or 16.
But those first 7 years,
then he also left for 2 years or a year and a half. Right. Which to me, he could have won maybe 8 straight titles, maybe, had he never left.
It's very possible.
Very possible that the Bulls were that good, and then he came back and played with the Wizards. We don't count that.
We don't count that.
But they will count it against LeBron in the long run. But that's just me being biased a little bit. Mm-hmm. So it's a great conversation to have. Yeah. I think holding a dynasty together for that long in football, you'll never see it again.
Yeah, no. This is I don't know when it's gonna end. I'm gonna just go one,
Right, we'll talk about that. So this one becomes a close battle, but I'm gonna say I'll say Jordan lightly.
Right. So Tom has now going to 9 Super Bowls in 18 years. That's half.
And that's a reflection on their franchise, as we was just saying.
Right, on Robert Kraft, Bill Belichick, and Tom Brady.
So you kept them together. The only other dynasties that maybe came close were the San Francisco 49ers, who are Bartolo was the owner, the coach.
Not Bill Watt.
Bill Walsh and them,
right.
and Montana.
Right. How long did they stay together?
10 years, maybe.
Okay.
So obviously the Patriots have doubled that amount.
Right.
And as a result of that, you'll probably never see it again because of the sacrifices Tom Brady made.
Right.
He took a lot of pay cuts.
Also, too, in San Francisco's era, they didn't have a lot of free agency.
Absolutely. So they didn't have to deal
left and right from free agency.
Right.
So it's
very good point.
It's a lot of hard. It's a lot different for Tom and Bill because they're expecting new pieces left and right. They gotta try to help them understand the system and how this goes.
And they don't overpay people, so they don't mega payments.
Yeah. So they if you want that extra money,
you have to go somewhere else to get the extra money.
You're not getting it here.
And because Brady, his wife is, makes more money than he does, he can afford to take less.
Right.
And help them recruit.
And he's on that Popovich, San Antonio, Tim Duncan era. I mean, motivation in terms of I need to take care of my players first.
Absolutely.
If I'm going to get more Super Bowl rings out of the deal at this age.
At this particular age, he is also taking good care of his body.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely. Not early on, but later on in the last 7 or 8 years,
where
he has some kind of special diet he's on.
And the way that the new NFL is forming, he can last really long. He's going to make 40 years old look like you have to do that in order to make have a successful career. Absolutely.
So with that being said, we clap up the 18 seasons, 9 appearances, 6 titles, and
now Bill Belichick and Tom Brady have become the oldest
player and
coach. Because I thought. I didn't know this, but Peyton Manning, when he won his, he was 39. I thought he was 38.
Right.
So I thought when Tom won his 5th one, he became the oldest at 39.
Right.
So,
so that's how that goes. The ratings were kind of low.
Yeah, in 10 years, they had 98.4 million views in this